about 20 minutes early. Okay, the 5,000 subscriber live stream special. It's also my birthday live stream special. So, yeah. To each and every one of you who are about to watch the live stream, I wish you all a happy new year. And make the best of it. Okay, well, we have one viewer. Possibly myself. No, now we have 0 viewers. Okay, yeah, same thing as always. I'm just going to work out. And if you have any questions, then just let them rip. And yeah, I guess I'll just get started. Let's see. Not sure exactly what I want to train. Gotta take it easy. Still recovering from the New Year's. Okay, 2 viewers. Good. Let's see. This. As a bow. I think I'm just gonna start with the back. Okay, 4 viewers. That's better. 3 viewers. Oh, by the way, Yuri, the assigned moderator, I asked if you wanted to moderate. If you are here, can you send a message? That's better. Two messages. Happy birthday. Thank you. Hope you have a good one. We will find out tomorrow. Hi, hello. It's actually the day before my birthday, but yeah, I would not have any time to stream on the day that it is my birthday. Already got things planned. But it is definitely the most appropriate time to wish me a happy birthday. That's for sure. How long? Yeah, I'm planning to go for at least 2 hours. I want to do an extra long stream this time, because this is the last stream that I'm planning to do in a while. All right. Good. Stick on 4 or 5. Congratulations on hitting 5,000. Happy birthday. Thanks, John. Happy birthday, man. Thank you. Can I not zoom out a little? No. Maybe like this. It's a little bit better. Yeah. All right. So who are you celebrating your birthday with? With a few friends. Possibly. I'm not actually 100% sure. It's with, you know, it's on a Monday, making it a little bit tough to really, but I already have a few things planned. But there's so little to do, really. It's really, this is really like the first time that I've really noticed the lockdown. Okay, 10 viewers. I grab a bulwark and immediately the view is double. "11 viewers, now we're talking. Happy birthday, thank you." So we have 12 viewers now. Tomorrow I will be 26. So I have a question for the viewers. What would you like to see more on this channel? Do you guys have any requests? I will ask the exact same question again when there are a few more people. But yeah, I'm really interested, like the people that usually watch these live streams, what are you mostly interested in seeing more on this channel? So maybe there's a preference of something you would like to see me train with during this live stream. 15, all right. Best bull walker workouts for training back. I have done one workout for the back, video for the back with the bull worker. And yeah, it's pretty outdated at this point. It's actually one of the least watched bull worker videos that I have for whatever reason. But there is already like a bull worker workout for the back, but I am planning to make a new one. Happy birthday, thank you. Is it funny that I'm 26? Or was it something else that I said? More steel bow content, yes. Yes, I agree with that. I agree that I should do more steel bow content. I have the steel bow right here. Actually, I did have a video planned. What was it? Not for the back, not for the chest, something else. I'm pretty sure it was a workout. Yeah, Rampat is also 26. I do not know who is Rampat. Rune Moon soon. Rune Moon soon. That's code for Rune Moon soon. It means that Rune will go to the moon soon. Yeah, because I was not expecting a physique like that at this age. I mean, great job. How should someone of 26 look? Usually for people that train consistently, who are serious about bodybuilding, who start at a young age, their best years are at ages, say 28, 35. Those are the best years for a bodybuilder. So I still got a few years to go. Getting a steel bow next week. Had an original in 1976. This is like an original bull work, right? I think that the steel bow is from Steel bow is a pretty new invention, I believe. I think that it's from 2010, maybe a little bit older than that. Happy birthday, thank you. What does it mean? I already told you what it means. It means that Rune will moon soon. You know where Rampart is? No, I have no idea where Rampart is. Congrats on almost 5k, mate. Keep it up. Thank you, man. Am I gonna have to Google this? No, I do not know who or what Rampart is. I'm gonna Google it. My shoulder, neck, and upper back has gone very weak. Like weak as in the opposite of strong. Please let me know best exercise for these areas. For your shoulder, neck, and upper back. So, you have a bull worker, right? I think you do. I think you've asked questions before about the bull worker. I do not know who you are, but happy birthday. Thank you. It's appreciated. Hold on for a sec. So the best exercises for the shoulders is just this one, you know, spreading the cables, right? That one is very effective for the back of the shoulders. Hands down one of the best exercises for the shoulders. No matter what you have, and then like this one, right, cable spread, and then this one. Nice motion exercise for the rear deltoid. It's very effective. It's pretty much all I use for the back of my shoulders. With exception to a few compound moves, but that's it. So, best exercise for the neck. I'm gonna guess you specifically mean the traps. When it comes to traps, yeah, usually shrugs, deadlifts. I actually have a really good video on one of the best isometric exercise for the trapezius. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to stand in a door pose and you push against the walls. It's going to give you a very strong attraction in your traps. And another good one is go stand against the wall and just raise your arms like this. And I know that sounds very simple, but if you have a good mind-muscle connection, you can completely isolate your traps, and Yeah, just a few sets of that, well controlled sets of that is gonna burn up your traps. So that's my advice for the traps and yeah, the shoulders. And yeah, when it comes to the back, very effective one with the bull worker is this one. Just grab the bull worker and press down like that. It's gonna really train your lats. Okay. Rampart means fraud. Someone calling me a fraud? For what? Bull worker 3 and iso bow also. Bull worker 3 and also an iso bow also. Oh yeah, a really good one with the iso bow. For your neck. It's basically just the same exercise. Same isometric exercise as I recommend for the traps. It's the one video I did. Just grab your iso bow, just pull outwards. It's better to keep your arms like this, not like this, but like this. It's better for your elbows. This gives a very powerful contraction in your traps. No fraud with a bull worker. The bull worker got me through 2 back surgeries. Well, there you have it. The bull worker is legit. All right. Let's see. Just gonna do a few more sets for the shoulders. No problem. I'm preferring to use all Bull Worker 3 instead of the steel bow for the Bull Worker 2021 challenge. What do you think? Well, I think so. The Bull Worker 3 has 1 set resistance, correct? With the steel bow, you have the oldest models of the steel bow have 3 springs, which all in all is going to give you a lot more, well, options. So I would opt for the steel bow, but best would be to just combine them, use both of them. But I recall that I had the vintage Bull Worker, and then Bull Worker, the company, the USA company, approached me, and the first thing they sent me was the steel bow. And initially I was so happy with the steel bow that I almost completely stopped using the vintage Bull Worker that I had. And now that I have the bow classic, yeah, I can kind of see how people would like the larger size bull workers a little bit more than the steel bow. Personally, my preference also is for a larger device. Except when I want to travel, then I like the steel bow more. It's just that, yeah, I don't know. I feel that you can train a little bit more muscles more effectively with a bow classic. Rampart is your subscriber from day one, and he actually lives in Mara. Oh, okay. Like, maybe that I know him. Is he subscribed under the name Rampart, or is he called something else on YouTube? Maybe that I do know him, but I don't know him by the name Rampart. One more set for the shoulders. How long have I been streaming? Okay, 30 minutes. Looking great. One of the best physiques on YouTube. Thank you, I appreciate it. Any thoughts on the ISO chain? Seems more people really like it. I think what's his name? He also did a review on the ISO bow, I think. Delta Project? Yeah, Delta Project. I think he did a pretty interesting review on the ISO chain. I think that he really did a good job pointing out some obvious flaws with the device. I think all in all, it's an interesting concept. I mean, if you have the option to, you know, how should I put it, gauge how much strength you're using for your isometric lifts. Yeah, I think that, you know, it's an interesting concept. And I think that that is really, you know, it's always important to really know to an extent how much you're actually pushing, pulling, how much force you're actually using. And I think that the ISO chain has done a good job to make that possible. But like Delta Project pointed out, there are definitely some, how should I put it, flaws with the concept inherently. It's like just design flaws. It's not even like really necessarily a flaw, but there are ways to implement the whole idea in a better way. But all in all, it seems really cool. But really pricey. But I gotta say that while it is very pricey, the what's it called? Those types of scales that the ISO chain uses are generally very expensive for whatever reason. Is the steel bow good for low tension reps since you can change springs? Yes, but not as good as the bow classic. That just has to do with the range of motion. Like if it were up to me, I would make a spring that is lighter than the wide spring for the steel bow. I think that the wide spring for a few exercises is too heavy. Almost missed the live stream. Well, I'm going to stream for a while, so chances are you're not going to miss anything besides the first 37 minutes. Happy birthday. Thank you. Need to lose weight, but for some reason, morning soreness and stiffness can't get myself to work out. I need the right motivation and mindset with willpower. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, when it comes to motivation, I always say that, even almost everyone is going to have times that you're not too motivated to work out. But now that there is a competition, I'm sure you really want to be motivated. If you train so much that you're gonna be sore the next morning, then it's good to be a little bit sore. But if you're gonna be sore to the point that your recovery is going to be, not as good as it should be, or you just feel really messed up the next day after the workout, then perhaps train a little less. And what I would also recommend for losing weight, I would really recommend next to a workout, go and walk. If you have the option to do so, go and take a walk for 45 minutes, an hour, or as much as you feel like. Because that alone is going to burn, 250 calories. And it's just really easy to go and walk for an hour. The amount of calories that you burn with working out is substantially less, generally, compared to walking. You're definitely getting bigger. Yeah, well, I've been inactive for a while, and since 6 weeks, I have been working out again. So a lot of muscle memory is coming back, luckily. Stiffness without workout, I'm not working out. Yeah, a lack of working out can make you stiff. So best thing to do is to work out. And best method to train to ensure that you don't become stiff is to do a lot of full range of motion exercises, really get the blood flowing, which is kind of, well, it's not necessarily opposed to what you do with the bull worker, but start including isomotion. I really think that when you want to train a lot with the bull worker and you really want to be, you want to get the blood flowing, you want to be less stiff, isomotion, I think, is one of the best bets. Thank you. I'm hoping to use the steel bow to thin out my arms. High reps, lower tension. The classic seems too long for me in some exercises. Okay. Yeah, I think that the steel bow is probably the best bet for the arms. Actually, I'm sure of it. Oh shit! We got a donation. Congrats with your birthday, dude. Can you all hit that red button if you haven't yet? Exactly, hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks for the donation, man. Appreciate it. Let's see, I've done shoulders. I'm done with shoulders. Let's see. I've done the back, I've done the shoulders. I will briefly do the traps, the trapezoids. YouTube didn't like me calling it subscribe button. Super chat wouldn't go through. Lol, really? Damn. Can't believe it. YouTube being so strict. Really don't like it. Like even saying subscribe button isn't allowed. That is so silly. Almost as silly as how this exercise looks. But it is pretty effective. It's really good for the traps. If you have a good mind-muscle connection. If you don't have a good mind-muscle connection, then yeah, I think you would feel it more in your shoulders. Front deltoids. And front deltoids are really much too strong to really feel much from this. But if you have a good mind-muscle connection, if you really can isolate those traps, then this is really effective. Also this. But it looks pretty silly, right? Ugh. Yes, muscle memory is a good thing, but don't think you have lost that much. Doesn't look like you have lost any mass. I haven't lost that much mass, that's true. When it comes to measurements, my arms are a centimeter smaller and my chest is basically at the same size as what it was. But my abdominals, my core is, I think, like 1.5 inches smaller, and it's also because I'm not training it. I'm currently mostly training my upper body, and I'm planning to put all the focus on my lower body, put it all on my legs. I really want to get a lot more growth in my legs, and I'm pretty happy with my upper body as it is, so soon all my focus will go to my legs. What do you think if isobo can be used for exercise of isokinetic? I assume that you can do almost the same exercises as what you can do with the isokinetic. The real difference is that with the isokinetic, you can see how much force you're using, and you can apply the concept of progressive overload. I think that's the biggest difference, but all in all, yeah, you can basically do the same thing with the isobo as what you can do with the isokinetic. Also, a benefit of the isobo is that the handles are, I'm gonna assume, are a lot more comfortable than what you have on the isokinetic. But all in all, you know, I'm not hating on the isokinetic. I'm sure it's a great device. A lot of people have asked me to review it, but I have no personal experience with it. Never tried one. Not really planning to try it anytime soon. I mean, it's a pretty expensive unit, but yeah, I mean, the isobo is just, you know, a really cheap alternative for the isokinetic. If it works, it doesn't matter if it looks silly. That's correct. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the chest now. Okay. Whew. Oh, I'm feeling that. Oh, damn. Happy birthday, man. Love you. Thanks, man. Actually gave me the knowledge I needed to make a decision to buy the Bulwark Classic. Awesome, how are you enjoying it? Sounds like you lost the competition. Think Frank stopped lifting. Yeah. Yeah, he stopped lifting. You know, in all honesty, you know, when I look at his results from lifting 1 year, they're pretty good. But by his own anecdote, he, you know, all he has gained was muscle memory, according to what he self said, by the way. In my opinion, his 1 year results are about as good, if not a little bit worse, than my results at 3 months. And that's just talking about the upper body, because I definitely had more size in my legs and size in my my core at the time. And then there's also the thing that there is a good reason to believe that Frank has taken steroids. Almost at the beginning of his transformation. And all things considered, especially if the steroid thing is true, then I'm not very impressed with his results. And all in all, I think that he gained about, what was it? 12 pounds of total mass over the course of, no, I think a little bit more. I think like 15 pounds. I think he gained 15 pounds over the course of a year, and I gained 30 pounds in the course of 3 months. And then there's like the thing, you know, as a vegan, you eat a lot more volume. So that is definitely something to take into account. But all in all, yeah, in my opinion, the results were disproportionate. Too much food and time. Yeah, I mean, that is true. I mean, bodybuilding takes up a lot of time. It's a lot of effort. And I totally understand this decision. I mean, I have stopped lifting for, I think that most of you know this by now, but I've stopped lifting from, what was it? May up till November. Even a little bit longer than 5 months. And yeah, I've only been lifting now for 6 weeks again, so I've taken a long break myself. Thank you, mate, for your advice. It's past midnight here in India. You have a wonderful birthday and lovely year ahead. Talk to you soon. Awesome, man. Thank you. Thanks for joining the live stream, and have a good night. Happy birthday, Machismo. Have a happy and healthy new year. We share the same sign, Capricorn. Oh, that's awesome. I still think he looks better than Vegan Gains, though. Well, Vegan Gains is a lot taller. He's just you know, he's a taller guy. He fills out very differently, and also, I never see Vegan Gains without a shirt. I have seen one picture of him, a recent picture of him without a shirt, and it's just, yeah, not a very clear picture. But all in all, I mean, Vegan Gains does have a lot of mass, and if he would, yeah, I think that if he would cut down, then, I don't know. I am inclined to believe that he would have more mass than Frank Tufano, but I'm not sure. Like, you have to take it proportionally, you know? Like, Frank Tufano, he's a little bit shorter than I am, so he fills out very differently than, like, a taller guy like Vegan Gains. I think Vegan Gains, like, 6'3" or something like that. Like, 1 meter 85, 90, 1 meter 90, something like that. Really glad to reach 5K subs. I'm almost there. Almost. Think it will take like a week. May you reach further heights. Stay blessed, man. Wish you a happy birthday. Cheers, mate. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Okay, I was training the chest. So gonna do another set. I think if Frank Tufano had continued, now that he's eating, a diet with starch, I think that he would have eventually had better results. Like if he, not like, better than my 3-month results, let's say that. Let's say it in that context. Okay, almost 1 hour. 1.5 hours to go. At least. So one more thing that I really want to say about Frank. So I said that there is a good likelihood that he was on steroids. I'm not basing that on nothing. So he did a blood test result. He showed the blood test results, and he did a steroid test, and the test showed that he was negative on all the things that he had tested for, but he had a free testosterone level of 3,350 or something like that. Now, to take that in context, the upper limit, the upper natural limit of free testosterone in a man in his peak. Oh no, it was not free testosterone, it was still testosterone, by the way. But the peak in a normal human being, a normal man who has a lot of testosterone, the limit is usually set at 1,000 or 1,100. Like, that's considered the absolute top. And he had 3,350 or something like that. So basically like 3 times the absolute upper limit, the upper natural limit. And his excuse for that, so like this is what you usually see in people that take testosterone. Like I think you can get to these levels if you take like a somewhat significant dosage of testosterone every week. So, and also like a thing to note is that he, as the year progressed, his testosterone went up and up and up and up. So his excuse for that was that he was eating bull testicles. Now, this is really silly because bull testicles, or testicles in general, they produce testosterone, right? They help you to, that's where testosterone is produced. It's one of the organs where us men produce testosterone. But we do not store testosterone in the testicles, okay? We do not store it. It's like it's produced, it's released in the body, and generally the testicles are not like a significant source of testosterone. So it's very, like, perhaps it can like boost your testosterone if you're going to eat a lot of bull testicles. Perhaps you will raise your testosterone a little bit, but you cannot raise your testosterone to 3,350 by just eating testicles. At least not to my knowledge. I think that is far from possible. And even if that was possible, it still would mean that he had artificially increased his testosterone. Well, not artificially, but he had through diet increased his testosterone to a level that is only seen in athletes that take steroids. So, you know, all that considered, and then considering that he has gained 15 pounds in the course of a year, I think at least 10 pounds of that is like, well, no, not 10 pounds, but a few pounds of that is like fat, a few pounds of that is like an increase in food volume, very normal stuff. And I think that he had gained like 10 pounds over the course of a year, and all of that is supposedly muscle memory. I don't know. And no question in that entire time of me telling that, sharing that. But yeah, that's that's my whole opinion on the Frank thing. But it is definitely something that I at some point want to do a video about, because all in all, he had better results than most carnivores. But then again, there's a good reason to believe that, he's artificially messed with his hormones, or artificially or not, he has done something to raise his testosterone to levels that are just, we would usually not consider natural. Let's see, one more set for the chest, and a few sets for the upper chest. And I'm already done with the chest. Then I'm gonna do my arms, and maybe my lower back. Becoming sweaty. Playing with danger when using steroids? Yeah, I'm sure. Like, for the results that he got, I mean, it really, like, in my opinion, it's really a nail in the final nail in the coffin to show just how bad these carnivore diets really are. Like, you just cannot properly grow on them, in my opinion. You can maintain, you can cut down to a very low body weight and maintain a lot of muscle, but that's about it. And and indeed, there's always a chance that after you've done a cycle, you completely flatline your testosterone, and that you have to take TRT for the rest of your life. That can happen just from doing it once, I think. But yeah, it's very unlikely. Must be his Wi-Fi blocker helping him. Yeah, the Wi-Fi blocker. That's the reason that he has a testosterone of 3,350. That must be it. That must be the reason. I'm sure that he, because he typically, like, whatever he recommends, he somehow turns that into a business. Like, he had skincare products, he had a farm selling, yeah, no, not a farm, but he had a delivery service for free range meat. And I'm sure that he now also sells Wi-Fi blockers and stuff like that. Not to say that he doesn't believe in that stuff, and I personally believe in that stuff, but to some extent. I mean, I'm not as wacky about it as he is, but to some extent there's definitely a point to it. But he also does it for business reasons. All the guys that I grew up in my area, time, baby boomer, New York, are either a wreck or gone from using steroids. Never used any of that crap. Oh wait, I missed one. Hi sir, how are you? I'm doing great, man. How are you? I personally, I know no one that is on steroids. I don't really associate that much with, surprisingly enough, I don't associate that much with gym folk. And when I went to the gym, I don't know, I never saw anyone that I would say like, oh, that person's clearly on steroids. I don't know, for whatever reason, where I'm from, it's not that popular apparently. No, actually, I have known people that were on steroids, and well, I think well, it's kind of common knowledge, but a lot of people that use steroids, they do not necessarily get a very impressive physique. Yeah, I for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe they start too soon, maybe they just don't have the genetics for it, I don't know. But there are a few people that get out of it okay, I guess. I think that Arnold Schwarzenegger came out of it pretty okay. I think Frank Zane took steroids. I'm not sure if his physique was possible naturally. But he looks great for his age. I mean, a few people come out of it okay. But personally, I don't know too much about the risks involved and what really makes it as dangerous as it is. Like, the only real thing that I would really be concerned about from taking them would be, the possibility of flatlining your testosterone. I think for that reason it's not worth it. But I do understand why a lot of like older guys take TRT and things like that. That's a whole different story. It really begs the question if you even want to do that, but yeah, it's a TRT. Not really a topic that I know anything about. Damages the heart and will attack organs. Yeah, definitely, like, it attacks almost everything, but I'm not sure what the mechanism for it is. Like, what is the reason that it happens? Because it could also be that the steroids themselves, they definitely cause oxidation and stress and things like that, but it could also be that most of the damage is just exacerbated from like eating specific things, for example, like by eating too much even. Another thing that I could imagine is that I can really imagine that it would start damaging the heart when you become really big, when you start to really go beyond a level of an FMI of 25 basically. Because at that point you're going to have so much mass and you're going to have to really how should I put it, just to maintain that it's so much energy, you know. And you see that with really heavy bodybuilders, they just breathe very heavily, and it's just because it takes so much energy to just maintain that. And I think that alone can also like really mess with your heart. Like I notice it sometimes myself that I just don't breathe enough. Like even at this mass, like there are just times that I really notice like, okay, I should breathe more because yeah, it's heavy to maintain this. No, of course, like I'm not one of these people that's breathing really heavily. I think what's his name? Can't remember it. But you just see it with really heavy bodybuilders. They just breathe very heavily all the time. Let's see. Used to take ginseng for working out. It really helped. Yeah, that is a. I have it as well in the cabinet. Why is it really effective? I think that it is just very effective for lowering stress, but I'm not sure. Like it just lowers cortisol, and by that it just yeah, speeds up recovery. I also got a good thing here, a cup of tea, nettle extract. I'm gonna take myself a glass. Very concentrated stuff. Whoop. Make sure that I don't spill any. Viewers, it's really not expect a few more viewers, but it's lively enough. Let's see. You got an impressive physique, man. Do you use weight training or calisthenics as well as overcoming isometrics? Well, when it comes to weight training, I think you have your answer. When it comes to calisthenics, yeah, I currently I'm not including calisthenics, but I really enjoy doing calisthenics. Like in the summer, I'm definitely planning to pick it up again. But it's mostly calisthenics. I think it's probably one of the best things for the core, depending on how you use it. But I do think that it is pretty heavy on the nervous system. And that can be a limiting factor when it comes to bodybuilding. But I have to say, when I included a lot of pull-ups and things like that, I noticed that I grew very quick, very fast. Happy birthday, plant power. Preach it. Yeah, this stuff is good. It tastes like water spinach, but it contains no oxalates. It's free of oxalates, but it does contain, depending on when you harvest it, it can contain cystolates. I'm not really sure what that can do, but I think nettle tea in general is considered as something that can help you to get rid of things like kidney stones, or at least prevent them from forming. And this is just, I hate to use the word detox, but this is very detoxifying. It is very good for, getting rid of acidity. And that's not that's not some hippie shit that I'm saying. Like, this is actually really good for preventing soreness. And nettle tea, or nettle extract, or nettles in general, they're very, very popular for, like, traditionally speaking, like from ancient times, they were known to be very effective for treating arthritis, so inflamed joints. It's really effective for preventing or keeping joint inflammation under control. How is the Isoflow treating you so far? I like it. It's it's a very simple idea, but it works. It's it's just a very effective way to combine isometrics with isomotion and also isotonic. And I think I've explained it in the video that I've done beforehand. It's, especially for people that don't have enough room for free weights and things like that. It's a great option to just ensure that you have a lot of options when it comes to your choice of exercises. All right, 15, that's better. 16, all right, we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting started. 15, back to 15, oh man. 14, oh no. We're losing viewers. That's that good shit. Am I allowed to say shit? I'm not sure. And that's enough chest. That's enough chest. Happy birthday. Thank you. Do you find yourself only using one piece of isometric equipment rather than many? Well, I use many. I'm using the Isoflow, I'm using the Isobow, I'm using the Bullworkers. While they're technically not isometric device, I use the Power Twister and the chest expander as isometric devices. I sometimes use free weights in a way that I can use it as an isometric exercise. I basically everything that I use to some extent I include some isometric exercises. But when it really comes to like things that are supposed to be used as an isometric device, the Isobow, Isoflow, and Bullworkers. Yeah, let's see. And maybe one more set of this. Can you build a physique like yours just by bullworking? I call it bullworkering. So, let me think. I think you would come pretty close by just using the bullworker. It really depends on how you use it. Like if you really use it in an effective way, then yes, I think you would get very close, and you would use it consistently for a very long time. Keep in mind that I have been training for I've been training since age 16, but I've not been training from beginning to end. Like, I have had times where I was just very inactive for many months. So I would say that I've trained in total for 7-8 years, and then taken to the height, I'm 5'9". Yeah, like, this is the result you can get from 7 years of training. Really, like really training, by the way. Yeah, I think that the bull worker is would get you absolutely the same results when it comes to the abs. Like, currently my abs are not looking that great. Like, they have looked better. So you can definitely get like a core that's like this or bigger with the bull worker. You can definitely get shoulders like this with the bull worker. I think you can get arms that are pretty similar in size to this. Perhaps maybe a little bit smaller. When it comes to the back, I think you can get pretty close to this. When it comes to the traps, yeah, Isometrics is, I think, one of the best options. You don't need that much to train the traps. When it comes to the forearms, bull worker is definitely enough for big forearms. You don't even need anything else besides bull worker for forearms. It's like, just you get so much wrist rotation, and it's very effective. When it comes to legs, I would say you could get extremely, like, very good results with just a bull worker, but yeah, then again, it really depends on how you use it. That's really my opinion on it. I think, like, you're most likely going to get the best results if you just combine them. Bull workering, that's how we call it. Feliz cumpleaños. I think that means happy birthday, thank you. Feliz cumpleaños. Sorry if I pronounced that in an incorrect manner. Hello from France. Happy birthday. Do you think eating only fruits and salad is the optimal diet? No. No, I do not. It's optimal for sunny countries only. No, I do not think you should do a fruitarian diet. I think you are going to run into a lot of problems. I think, by the way, I think you can do it with great results, a fruitarian diet, for a while. I think that if you're going to do a fruitarian diet initially, you are going to improve your health, depending on from what diet you're coming off. I think it really does improve, like, insulin sensitivity. I think that it improves, like, inflammation and things like that. I think that it can absolutely improve all of those things for a while. It can improve those things, but then as time goes on, you are going to crash your, like, this is my experience, by the way. Like, this is what happened when I did a high carb, low fat diet. You are going to crash your hormones. I became very anxious. I got I got a lot of, like, psychological problems from doing a low fat diet. Like, I was, like, very scared. I was feeling very sick all the time. Like, just no energy whatsoever. Also, like, no energy to work out. I start to lose a lot of mass. So, like, in my opinion, like, you know, doing a vegetarian diet and bodybuilding, in my opinion, it's not really a possibility. When I did it, I lost, over the course of 6 months, I think 30 pounds. Maybe a little bit more. Let me think. Yeah, no. I think 28 pounds, something like that. And that's what I lost over the course of 6 months, and that's a lot. Like, I've not worked out now for the past 5 months on a normal vegan diet, a balanced vegan diet, and I've only lost 11 pounds or something like that, like less than half of what I lost on a fruitarian diet. So that's my opinion on that. And by the way, thanks for your donation, Alexis Di Prato. Happy birthday! Keep up the great work. Thank you, Roch B. Good. Thank you for that donation. So I hope that answered your question on like fruitarianism. Like, if you have other questions about it, then ask them away, because like for me, like the whole thing of fruitarianism or like low fat diets, it's kind of close to me, because I had a really bad experience with it. And like I really did try to make it work, and there are a few ways how you can do it for a longer time, but ultimately it doesn't work. I don't know why it works for a few people, but generally it's not going to work for most people, and it is going to be really, it's not really beneficial. Like, you're just gonna, like, when you do a vegan diet, you're gonna have to eat foods from all the food groups. You're gonna have to eat fruit, for like, if you want. You can also like eat starch. I think you're gonna need to eat some vegetables. I eat very specific vegetables, I have to say that. Like, my diet is very specific. It is like a complete protocol. But you're gonna have to eat lentils. You're gonna have to eat a sort of fat, like preferably something like macadamias, avocados, some coconut. Like, you're gonna have to include those things if you want to thrive on a vegan diet. Like, that has been my long-term experience. Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. 1 more hour to go. Perhaps a little bit longer. We'll see. So I've done the chest. I think. No, I'm not gonna do the lower back. I'm gonna do a little bit of the arms. Wait, this is the wrong bar. I got these two bars confused. This one is for changing the height of that bench, and this one is for pull downs. Big difference, but they look similar. Big difference in their utility. There we go. Let's see, that's all right. Yeah. See, I think I'm gonna start with the triceps. Oh, getting a message. Okay. When I got older, I lost 1.5 inches in height. Now I'm 5'8". Is there a way to not lose your height as you age? So there are a few theories as to why. Well, not all of it is theoretical, but there are a few reasons why someone can lose height. One of the things that I know about is you can just get kind of like a compressed spine. So that's one thing. Usually, if you go to, I think, a chiropractor, like, they can fix that for you, and like that alone can make a difference in the in the length of your spine. Like, you can just have like a compressed spine. Like, if you have a lot of back pain, then there is a good chance that, well, not a good chance, but there's like perhaps a chance that you're not fully extending your spine as it is. Another thing is that, and this is theoretical, I'm not sure to what extent this is true. Maybe it's not all that theoretical, but there's the idea that if you lose collagen, you're going to lose a lot of, what's it called? Cartilage between your your spine, your discs, and that could technically lower your height a little bit. And I think that could possibly be fixed with glycine and vitamin C. Yeah, vitamin C for sure. Like that's helpful for that. But all in all, yeah, I assume that you're always going to lose a little bit of height as you age. It's generally accepted that that is a thing that happens. I'm no expert on it. Like all the older people that I know, they have, also like lost an inch and a half since since that they've aged, they've become older. And like to what extent can you reverse it? Yeah, those would be the things that I would think about. Like see if a chiropractor can see if there's like a lot of like older people, they just like they start slumping, right? They start to get a bad posture, so that's a big thing. Like those would be the things that I would think about, and then like vitamin C and glycine. Damn, getting a lot of. Usually I never get these. So how do you call them? Super comments. Can you describe your diet, your daily meal plan? Are you vegan? Are we agree to say a raw carnivore diet is dangerous? Where do you live? Thanks. Thanks for that donation, Alexis Di Prato. My diet is a whole foods plant-based diet, a balanced diet. It contains lentils or legumes. I prefer lentils because they digest the most easily from almost all the legumes that you can consume. It contains some vegetables, but it's like very specific vegetables. Like for example, I eat a little bit of red beets. I drink nettle tea. This is like a nettle extract. Like Google it. Very interesting topic. I eat mushrooms, normal mushrooms. Like portobellos, some you have that. So like legumes, specific vegetables. I eat fat, mostly monounsaturated fat from macadamia nuts and avocados. Generally low in omega-6. Somewhat low in saturated fat, but not particularly restrictive to saturated fats. Quite a bit of fruit when I'm active. When I'm active, I like to eat a lot of fruit. Currently, I'm eating some extra starches, which can mean rice, but it can also mean sourdough bread. Sourdough bread is kind of a very specific topic. It's something that I will have to get in depth about in the future. Like I have been gluten-free for more than 6 years, and only recently I started to eat sourdough bread, and for some reason that digests just fine. Digests really easily. Are you vegan? Yes. Are we agree to say a raw carnivore diet is dangerous? I have definitely seen people, and like young people, as well as older people who have done the raw carnivore diet, and they got a bacterial infection. They got very sick from that, and I think it's hard to deny that at that point. It's hard to say at that point that the diet would be safe. Like a lot of people have gotten very sick from it. So I think there are things that are safer than others. when it comes to eating raw animal products. Like I would assume, for example, that a raw egg is likely not as dangerous for you as eating raw chicken, for example. So it kind of depends, but overall, yeah, it likely is not safe. Like again, to my knowledge, a lot of people that have done it, they got a bacterial infection within a year of doing it, and like sometimes like really bad, like they would start to poop blood and things like that. So it's definitely not the first thing I would recommend. Where do you live? In the Netherlands? No, I don't have back pain. I've been to chiropractor for years. I've aged well through. Most people think I'm younger. Okay. Well, then you're probably good, man, and you're probably doing great. In that sense, I think there's not that much to change. It's just, yeah, I think it's a natural part of aging. Not much you can do about it. Do you have another social media besides YouTube? Yes, I have Instagram. Wait, let me see. Can I? No, I cannot type anything. Okay. Well, I have an Instagram, and I have two Instagrams actually, and that's about it. That's all that I make use of. I am on Facebook in the bullworker, like for people interested in bullworker stuff. I am on the bullworker Facebook group under the name Machismo, Mac space Ismo. So yeah, those are all the questions for now, I think. Yeah, let me just link my Instagram. So, there you have it. Right, I was training my arms. All right. Cool. Are you gonna get vaccinated? Aren't you afraid of it? I am. I'm not gonna get the vaccine, no. I'm not gonna get it. I'm also not afraid of it because it's not mandatory here. I'm not sure how it is in other countries, but you're not forced to take it. Where I'm from, I really see no reason for me to take it. If I would get a virus or a bacterial infection, something like that, I would just take a large dose of iodine, not like an insane amount, but well, actually most people would consider it an insane amount, about 6 milligrams of iodine a day. Zinc as a preventative, about 10 milligrams of zinc as preventive. And by the way, it's not medical advice what I'm giving here. This is just what I do personally. I'm not saying you should do this. This is what I'm doing, okay? Yeah, vitamin C, okay? It's typically something you should be getting every day anyway. I'm not too sure about vitamin D. A lot of people are hyped about it. They think that it's the way to prevent COVID. I'm not sure. Perhaps it's also a thing you could try. But yeah, those are really the three main things that I would try. And also probiotic vegetables. Yeah, that's it. That's what I would do. Okay. That's too light. But I think this is too heavy. That's definitely too heavy. Let's see, I can take off 5 kilos. Maybe that will be enough. How much kilos is this? 5, 7, almost 10 kilos, yeah. 15 kilos should be enough. Let's see. Happy birthday, my bro. Thanks, man. Have a blast. For sure. Yes, I've seen you on Bulwark Facebook on FB. I'm Roger Bonici Jr. Oh, yeah, man. I recognize the name. Should I get vitamin D supplements? I live in France, Alps, where you don't have a lot of sun during fall and winter. I have to say that I personally do not supplement vitamin D, and I seem to do fine, but I cannot say for sure. I have to say that I get a lot of sunlight during the summer. I think maybe perhaps a little bit more than the average person, which has also resulted in a little bit of skin damage. So like that has had a downside as well. But I would say I'm kind of neutral on it. I think there are recommendations from people that say you should take like 10,000 international units a day. I am almost 100% positive that that is not a smart thing to do, but I think that taking dosages up to like 3,000 international units a day should typically be fine. Again, I'm kind of neutral on it. There are so many interactions within the body that you have to consider when it comes to really supplementing anything. Like at the end of the day, it's not natural vitamin D for the most part. It's not the same vitamin D that you would make in your body. It's very similar. I think like the vegan supplements, they are made from lichen or something like that, which is a mushroom, which is like, it's very similar, but typically the vitamin D that you make from sun exposure, it's different. It's inherently different. It's also different than the vitamin D that you get from like I think that typically the normal vitamin D3 supplements are made from wool fat, if I'm correct. It comes from sheep, and inherently that form as well is just different than the form that you produce in your own body. It's not to say that getting some dietary vitamin D is bad for you, but usually you would not get these super high levels of vitamin D from like the dietary form, if you will, from you would not get that in a very high amount. The high amounts of vitamin D always come from the result as exposure to sunlight. I don't know, maybe I gave you more I gave you more questions than answers, but basically I'm neutral on it. But I think one thing is very important. If you're gonna take vitamin D3, you should ensure that you're gonna get enough vitamin K2, and that should come from either NATO, or you should supplement it, and preferably, from what I can tell, it's best to supplement the MK4 form of vitamin K2. That is very important. If you're gonna take vitamin D3, you gotta have to take K2, because from what I can see, the most complications that could come from vitamin D3 supplementation come from a lack of vitamin K2. Like, you really gotta have to have both of them. Okay. That's much better. Okay. And instead of this. Oh. Good. Let's see. Do you take B12 supplements? Yes. I think that's absolutely a necessity. You absolutely have to take B12 supplements when you do a vegan diet. Thanks for your time. No problem. There's really no reliable way to get. Well, there is a reliable way to get B12 from the diet in a vegan way, and that's by eating fecal matter. I don't think that most of you. I think that most of my viewers do not want to consume fecal matter. At least not for, well, not just at least not for B12, but just in general. I assume that I think we can all agree that we don't want to eat shit. Regardless if that has health benefits or not. Okay, almost at 2 hours. How late is it now? Oh, not that late actually. They say we create this bacteria in our body so we don't have to take it. Yeah, that's not correct. About B12. So here's the thing, right? You produce the bacteria that makes B12. But where that is produced, you do not absorb the B12. So what other primates do to get B12 is they eat fecal matter. Shit, they eat poop. That's how they get B12, because they don't absorb it, right? They They don't. Oh wait, did I? Okay, just lost connection there for a second. So this, like, if this was not the case, then no one would have a B12 deficiency. But well, not no one maybe, but like there would not be an epidemic of people having a B12 deficiency. A lot of people have the deficiency, and in part that is because we are living too clean, and it's not because we are not eating enough dirt. It's because we are not eating enough. We're not getting enough in contact with fecal matter, basically, and like this goes for all animals. So a lot of anti-vegans would make fun of this, like the idea of, oh man, getting in contact with fecal matter, eating fecal matter. Oh, that's so silly. But carnivorous animals, they eat fecal matter, right? They eat the intestinal tract of other animals. It's actually one of the first things that carnivorous animals consume. Is like the intestines with the shit in it, right? They eat the shit in they require that. They require, like real carnivorous animals, they have to eat shit. Okay, they are shit eaters. And the same goes for herbivores. Like almost all herbivores, well, not all herbivores actually, but at least omnivorous animals, a lot of omnivorous animals like pigs, apes, they eat fecal matter in one way or another, like by or directly eating fecal matter, or they indirectly get in contact with it. And with a lot of primitive people, you see that usually indirectly, they somehow get in contact with a lot of fecal matter. For example, I'm like what would be an example? They don't have toilet paper, so they would wipe their ass with their hands, and then they forget about it, and they would stick their finger in their mouth, something like that, right? Like through that, you get a much higher exposure to B12 than what you would typically get from things like muscle meat or whatever. I know that is, pretty disgusting to think about, but that's just how it is. That's how it is for all the animals, and that's how it is for humans as well. But yeah, again, like I said, I think we can all agree that we don't want to eat fecal matter, so just supplement it. Okay, that's enough triceps. The last thing that I want to do is the biceps and the brachialis. Okay. Everyone is silent after that little speech about fecal matter. I can understand. I get it. Yeah. I don't know, let me take another cup of nettle extract. let's see. Biceps brachialis. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Just a few more sets. Oh, another super chat. How to restart fitness. I'm 31 and stopped 7 years ago. Should I start with body weight, weights, or both? I don't want to create imbalances with just push-ups. I want a clean beginning. Thanks. Thanks, Alexis de Prato, for that super chat. How to restart, like really from the beginning. So, wait, let me see. You stopped 7 years ago, so you have been inactive for a very long time. So, I would indeed start slowly with bodyweight exercise. I would really just like treat it like how a beginner would treat it. You say you're worried about creating imbalances, muscle imbalances through things like push-ups. Usually I would say that with push-ups it's unlikely that you would create muscle imbalances, but it is a possibility. But isometric exercise is really effective for preventing muscle imbalances. Like, for example, hold on. All right. So, for example, right, take the iso bow, for example. If you would apply equal force by just pulling outwards, you would apply equal force on each side. Same as with a bull worker, really. Like you're kind of forced to use, well, equal strength on both sides. So like muscle imbalances, to my experience, it's less likely to occur when you use these tools. It's also less likely when you you use things like yeah, it's also less likely to happen when you use barbells as opposed to dumbbells. But I would say, yeah, also, that's another thing, like muscle imbalances on what side? Like, are you worried about creating like an imbalance between left and right, or are you worried about creating an imbalance between the front and the back? Because like if you're worried about that, I would say that again, like push-ups are really great for like ensuring that you don't get muscle imbalances. They're very effective for training both the front and the back. But I would really start with a lot of body weight exercise, I would really keep it high repetition. I would really pump up the muscles. I would really just do that for like the first 2 months. Like, don't even really think about getting, like, starting with weights. Like, it's fine if you like use some weights. Don't get me wrong. It's fine if you use like light strength training, but mostly do high repetitions. Like, just do body weight squats. I would say push-ups. Perhaps, you know, if you really feel that creates muscle imbalances, then there might be better options. Yeah, again, like high repetition, like just pump the muscle, and that's what I found works best after you have been inactive for a long time. Just like high repetition, and then after a while, you can, yeah, you can really, yeah, start including weights, things like that. Like, by the way, do you use anything like a bulwark or anything like that? Or yeah, like, is there any tool that you currently use that I've talked about on my channel? Keep up the good work. Thank you, Tenderloin Stew. That's an awesome name. Imbalances between chest and back. Okay, so push-ups can become easy, pull-ups are not. Yes, okay, that's true. Everything in the chest. It's true that, yeah, you could say that with push-ups you train the chest more than the back, but you still actually target a lot of the back, from my experience, especially when you come down. Like, you do target the back. Also, like, by just the need to stabilize the back, you already utilize the back. But if you have the option, I would say, like, no, everyone is of course working at home. Like, everyone that is working out is of course not doing it at the gym. So like body weight exercise for the back. If you have a band like this, right, they're not very expensive. Typically you can get them from AliExpress, very cheap. This one is from the Action. I'm not sure if people know what the Action is, but you can most likely get these as Walmart. Get one of the lightest ones that you can find and pull outwards like this. Do that exercise in combination with push-ups, and I cannot imagine that you would get muscle imbalances. How to train back when you don't have enough strength for pull-ups. Yeah, that's the best way. Yeah, towel rows is also a good option. I think that the one that I showed with the band, I think that is actually more effective. Very effective exercise. And especially if you have one of these lighter bands, yeah, it's also fit for someone who's getting back into fitness. If you want to make it lighter, easier, just grab them further away from the center. That makes it easier. Grab them closer to the center, makes it harder. I really think actually that that's the best advice when it comes to ja, volgens mij wel. Yeah, I think that's the most effective way to combine push-ups, like with the cable exercise that I showed, the resistance band. Towel rows, elbows, lift or floor press. What is that exercise? I feel that with push-ups, you still utilize a lot of the upper back, through my experience, especially when you get to this point, right? You use a lot of the upper back. But when it comes to the mid back, not as much. And then the resistance band exercise, just like pulling outwards like this, that's most ideal. Can you do circuit training for beginners on your channel? Maybe you have it, I'll check. Yeah, I definitely could do like a beginner's course. I have done one video on high repetitions. It's an older video, but I do explain how I managed to build muscle, substantial muscle, by just doing high repetitions. And really anyone can do that. Just do high repetitions, like what I did, I think, if I recall correctly, I started with 30 body weight squats, right? Like without weight, just squatting, 30 squats. And I eventually started doing 70 low squats and 70 high squats. And just by doing that, I managed to build up more than an inch on each leg in the course of, I think, like 2 months or something like that, which is quite substantial, like just for body weight exercises. A body weight video would be great, a complete one. I think, yeah, like a body weight routine is something that I think that is worth doing. You know what? I will do that. I will do a body weight routine. That's cool. Wait, I was getting a message. Oh, okay. Right, I was gonna do the biceps. No, gonna do this first. Actually, let's start with the brachialis. How old are you and what do you do for a living? Tomorrow I will be 26 and I sell pet rocks. No, but I do multiple things for income. It's all legal though, so like before people are gonna ask me if I'm a drug dealer or something like that, I'm not. I'm a man of many trades. Convict conditioning book, great start for body weight. That is a pretty good recommendation, I think. And this is a pretty good angle. I should have done the whole video like this. Silly joke. I sell rocks. Let's see. I sell stones as pets. You know, as household pets. Like a dog, but then a rock, and I sell that as a household pet. It was quite a rage in the past. Someone has made what was it? Like someone became a millionaire by doing that. Became a millionaire by selling pet rocks. That's not a joke. What a coincidence. Thought of yours very randomly came to mind. Don't know how, and here you are live streaming. Ha! Crazy, ain't it? But I did announce this live stream. No, not yesterday. The day before yesterday. What do you do for hair? What I do for this luscious hair? How do I get it like this? Is that what you're asking? Gosh, what do I do to it? I'm not even sure. I wash it with water. And yeah, that's it. Like nothing nothing directly. There's nothing particularly that I do to it. So that's that. Only the biceps, and that's it. That would be the whole workout. You Are Your Own Gym by Mark Lauren is a good basic bodyweight book as well. Cool, I'm very interested too in... Oh, what's going on? Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. Blue light filter. Some people think rocks can heal and have impact on our mind behavior. Oh. I know a little bit about it. Like, I think like quartz is usually a rock that is talked about particularly much in that sense. No, I just got a message. Ja, gestopt hè? Ja, echt grappig. Ja. Ja, echt? Oh, oké. So, I don't know too much about lithotherapy. I know more about red light therapy. I know a little bit about... What is it actually called? Like electromagnetic, not free. No, it must be EMF. EMF therapy. There's like bad EMF, like bad electromagnetic fields, and then there's like electromagnetic field therapy, which is uses very low frequencies generally, and that is particularly effective, has been shown to be particularly effective for healing bones, like fractures and things like that, and also is particularly effective for dampening pain. And then when it comes to red light therapy in general is just very interesting. Like this is just very good for the skin. It's very good for inflammation. Yeah, almost anything really. It's just really interesting topic. Red light therapy, but like so much to go over really. Oh. Do you have a selling website? I don't know what I would be selling, man. I'm currently working on an ebook, but that is for the bull worker. And I am planning to do a few ebooks, by the way. Many, really. When it comes to it, I want to make many books on the things that I do, what I believe in, and why I have come to the conclusions why those things work. And also immediately addressing common arguments held against those beliefs. But yeah, currently I'm not selling anything. I have thought about selling t-shirts with the Machismo logo on them, but I really think that the channel has to be a lot bigger for that before people are really interested in that. Okay, I think that's all the questions up till now. Then I will do... Let's see. One set like this. 3 more sets and then I'm done. Okay, oh weird. Thought I had a new question. Now, one more set and I'm done. Let's see. How do you wash your skin and hair? Do you use some special soap, shampoo, or use skincare products? I do not use anything that can yeah, I should put it, wash away the oils from your skin. Right? That's definitely something that I don't want to use. Like, yeah, really soap and like, actually no, nothing particular. No, I just wash in water, and yeah, I don't smell as it is, so in that sense, I know it sounds very Steve Jobs-like, but well, no, Steve Jobs actually never showered, but all I wash with is water. I know, very boring answer, but that is what it is. I just wash with water and I scrub my skin lightly. I have the Bowflex 550. They are a pain in the butt. I have to every time set them back up. They go out of sync. I think I know. What you're talking about. I am actually not sure how a Bowflex works. I think that it works with yeah, similar resistance as with a power twister, is it not? Like basically with the spring steel, also almost like a body blade. Am I correct if I say that? Will we get the hat wearing story someday? Have I not explained the hat wearing story? This is basically what all the guys in the Netherlands wear. All the white trash guys wear a hat like this. That's the story. Do you just wash your skin with warm water? Cool, I think soap can damage the skin too. Yeah, I just use warm water. That's it. And that seems to do just fine. And like, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. I don't even wash my face really. Like I only wash my my body and my hair, and that's it. I think actually one of the reasons that a lot of people get like acne is because they overwash their own face. Like every day they're washing their face. They're dumbbells. Oh, they're dumbbells? They are wait, I will Google it, but I'm going to assume that they're dumbbells that you can change in resistance and in weight very quickly, right? Oh, come on. Bowflex. Yeah, I think I know what they are. Come on. Yeah. Really, you don't like them? I've thought about them, about getting them, but yeah, it's not all that much more convenient than what I already own, I think. Yeah, like so you own them, but you don't like them? Or like, what do you really think about them? Yeah, like they're a pain in the butt, and yeah, you have to change them. I can see that. Do you use a moisturizer? No, I do not. I think I assume that a moisturizer is really perhaps necessary when you wash in very warm water. But if you just wash in normal warm water, then as far as I know, you should not be washing away the oils on your skin, and you don't really require it at that point. The plates go out of sync after I do a set and have to readjust the weight, though I have also add another app of the power blocks. They work well. So the power blocks are better. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. Okay, so you also agree that the power blocks are better. That's interesting. Yeah, I might in the future maybe I would consider to get them because it is one of the things that I have thought about getting for a long time. Um, because currently I'm working with 3 sets of dumbbells, and that is, as fun as that is, it definitely, as you can see, there's a lot of weights on the floor, and I am getting a little bit short on room, and perhaps that would save a little bit of space. No, I don't. Power blocks are better. I'm selling them. Okay. Is this enough for pet rock? Is €2.50 enough for pet rock? Well, for you, I will make a discount. And thanks for the donation, YK. Should I work out with GoFits? So how long have you had it, and how bad is it? First things first, I mean, you do have to ensure that you're getting enough of the essential nutrition to, keep your immune system intact. If you're really sick, I would definitely not work out. You can only make it worse. I think what possibly would help, if you have the option to do so, is to get some fresh air as much as possible. Preferably away from the city. Probably really important that you get fresh air away from the city, and just walk. Just get your body moving, but don't overexert. Just do light, light hiking. Just take a walk. If I'm sick, during times that I'm sick, I don't work out personally. I just take as much time as possible to let my body recover. But I do think that fresh air is important, and it is important to eat the right things. And when you are sick, then preferably you eat as much like easily digestible foods as you can, and that would imply, for me, but this is different for everyone. For me, it would mean quite a bit of fruit, but not too much, because typically I do eat less, and I would say that if you are sick, usually it is better to eat less. But yeah, a lot of fruit, some lentils, like some protein, but not a lot, and some fats, and that's it. But like overall, just a lot less than what I would usually eat. But fat grips won't work with them, do you believe? With the power blocks. I think that they already have pretty big grips as it is. I'm not sure. Not too bad. I'm home, but not feeling too sick. Okay. Do you believe 3 days water fasts are great to clean the body? It really depends on how sick you are. I think most people would not need that. I don't think that most people would benefit from doing a 3-day water fast, but perhaps like a weekly 1-day fast could be very helpful. I've done that in the past with some good results. But generally, no, I don't think it would be necessary to do a 3-day water fast. It really depends. I've heard some interesting things of people who have who are diagnosed with diabetes. Don't take my word for this, by the way. Like, always talk this over with your with a health professional if you are considering to do this. But I have, from what I understood, is like people who have like type 2 diabetes. Type 2, by the way, like doing it with type 1 could be very dangerous. But people with type 2 diabetes who have done water fasting for a few days, like in some cases they almost completely reset their condition. I would assume that those people don't have had diabetes for too long. But so, there are a few interesting things. Like if you're really sick, then yeah, perhaps then it's interesting to do a water fast for a few days. Okay, thanks, man. Happy birthday. Hey, thanks, man. Glad I could help. They do. Power blocks work well. The Bowflex grips are short. Not fapping will help me gain more muscle. It's an interesting question, Aaron Yeager. I took you for a no-fap guy. Do Titans have dicks? No, they don't. So here's the thing. If you do no-fap, you will become, in my opinion, like my experience, that you will become a lot more focused. And you typically become not necessarily more aggressive, but you will get a lot more energy because you are not giving yourself a dopamine shot. Because, like, ejaculation gives you a dopamine shot for I think like for 12 hours. Like you get a ridiculous dopamine shot from ejaculation. So if you're not doing that, then you're going to have a lot less dopamine, which is also going to make you a lot more alert, and you will be able, you would possibly be a lot more motivated to work out. So in that sense, you could get more muscle, but like by the idea of, doing no fap and then like, getting more testosterone supposedly, or like getting more androgen receptors, or a lot more binding to the androgen receptors. I personally do not believe that. But then again, I personally have not experimented with it long enough to really know if it does or doesn't. But without no fap, I have seen that I can grow plenty as it is. So I don't think that it really is as beneficial as people make it out to be. I'm pre-diabetic on and off. Yeah, then perhaps fasting would be very helpful to you. Like I personally, I eat in an 8-hour window, a 6 to 8 hour window every day, and I feel that is pretty helpful as it is. But for someone who actually has like has diabetes or something like that, I don't know. I have no idea what the best option is. If I know that a lot of people who promote fasting, they say that fasting can. I think that it can improve insulin sensitivity. I'm pretty sure that it can actually. So yeah, also like by just losing weight, you're going to become more insulin sensitive. But there is another side to that story. People growing up who eat very little, who are often forced to fast, if you will. People that grow up like that, they are much more prone to getting diabetes later in life when they start overeating than compared to people who have always have eaten enough throughout their lives, throughout the years of growing up. So that is a thing to consider. And I don't really know how fasting long term in adult years could affect that, you know? Like perhaps you would become sensitive to eating more food in this very much in the same way. Your video on Zavarich was hilarious. I've done a few videos on Zavarich. Do you think he's a troll or does he truly believe in his philosophy he sprays? I'm convinced that he believes what he says. I think he is just... I think he has a learning disability. I'm not sure how I should describe it, but I'm not sure if this is the correct terminology, but I think that Zavarich has very much is a two-dimensional thinker. Basically, he thinks about things very simply, and I think that a lot of people like to think very simply about things, and I think that is why he has the success that he has. I do fasting like right now. I'm the oldest, youngest looking man. Well, there you go. Works for you. But yeah, I'm convinced that he believes it. I'm also convinced that he is not a person that can easily change his mind, even if he is, like, corrected on something. It's again like a very unintelligent person. Do you know how to stop elbow pain while working out? It really depends on what causes the elbow pain. If it is tennis elbow, then usually taking more rest will fix it to an extent. I mean, like there are multiple things that can cause elbow pain. Is it like tendonitis? What type of elbow pain are we talking about? Let me... Actually, I don't think I'm gonna do another set. I think I've done enough. Okay. Do you have the PS5? No, I do not. But when I am going to get a new console, it will definitely be a PlayStation 5. The reason that I don't have it, as of yet, is because I'm just gonna wait when it's cheaper, or I'll wait until they have an elite version. That's my plan. That's my game plan. Alright. Let's see. Now, I wouldn't say that the Xbox sucks necessarily, but I'm more of a PlayStation guy. I also have the PlayStation 4, so it just logically follows. I think that from what I've heard, the Xbox has some nice specs. But if that is true in practice, I do not know. Do you think I'll become sick? Because, man, eating raw chicken or liver is very dangerous. Well, are you eating raw chicken or liver? Or are you asking if Zavarich will become sick? Are you asking if he becomes sick? When I saw him eating fermented liver and chicken, I passed. Oh, no problem. So, hold on. The art of meat fermentation and eating raw animal foods, it does have a history, right? It has been around for a long time. there are tribes that have done it for arguably millennia. I think you like the Inuits, the Eskimos, right? They are a very noteworthy example. They eat fish heads. Yeah, they call it like stink heads. And what they do is they ferment salmon heads in just in like a pit in the ground. And that's one of the things that they eat, like just rotten salmon heads. And for whatever reason that they do it, apparently they think that it tastes great. And I do know that some of them have gotten sick from it. They have gotten like botulism from it. And the argument against that is that that happens because they currently do a lot of the fermentation in like plastic bags and things like that. But it supposedly, if you don't do that, if you just let it ferment in a hole in the ground, then there's no risk for botulism, right? So those people have been doing it for a very long time, and they have not been getting sick, at least not from like parasites by like really big numbers. But like I've said earlier in this stream, as far as I know, all the people that have done a raw meat diet, they have gotten sick. They have gotten like a parasite or a bacterial infection. So yeah, there's just a lot of things to consider here. Yeah, don't eat raw chicken, dude. No, doesn't sound like the best idea. That's why we have chit chants. No, I don't eat raw animals. Good. I'm slowly becoming vegan. I eat less animal and 70% of my food comes from fruits. Yeah, I think that if you initially do that, and this is my experience, when I initially started eating mostly fruit, my health improved. I had more energy. I had a higher sex drive, and this was at like age 20 or something like that. And then over the course of 6 months, I really started to suffer, and my health on like a high fruit diet was the worst as it has ever been. I still eat a lot of fruit, but the thing is I just now also eat a lot of fat and I eat a lot of protein, and then it's fine. But otherwise, at first it works, right? At first it works. And I think that if you do it periodically, like if you periodically eat a lot of fruit and you do a fruitarian diet, I think that's fine. I'd argue that that has a lot of benefits. But if you do it in the long run, yeah, I'm convinced that, and also by my own experience and by the experience of other people, I think that in the long run you are going to harm yourself. So, be careful with it, and have a plan ready for when this diet doesn't work out or it's not going as well as you think that it, as well as you thought that it would. Yeah, too much fruit. Machismo, is sugar that bad? No, it's not necessarily the sugar. You have to put it in context, right? It really depends on what you do with your entire diet. Like if you're gonna eat a lot of fruit at first, and you eat it like you just eat fruit basically, right? And just very little protein, very little fat. At first, when you do that, you're gonna improve like insulin sensitivity. You're gonna lower inflammation. You're gonna improve a lot of markers, a lot of health markers, right? And when you do that in the long run, you're gonna crash your hormones. You're gonna be hyper all the time, right? You are actually going to be protein deficient. And by the way, I had protein deficiency on that diet. I actually, like, when in blood tests, eventually turned out that I had a protein deficiency. So there's a lot of things to consider there. But in the context of doing it for a while, depending on what diet you're coming off from, excuse me, yeah, it can be helpful for a while, but not forever. But sugar itself, I mean, it really depends. I keep eating fish for vitamin D, and I also believe cooked food is toxic because of Lauren Lockman's videos. Uh, yeah, to an extent. Like, yeah, you could say that, you know, you're from France, right? Correct? So all the fish you buy is previously frozen. So if it wasn't previously frozen, you would get the argument that there would possibly be like parasites in it. And I don't know. Basically, like what I'm trying to say is like the fish that you're eating is also not like completely fresh. So it's also like maybe not maybe the term process isn't correct. Although like I think in a way it is. Like it is process, you know. Freezing food also means you're gonna process it, you're gonna change it. And it's probably not as toxic as cooking it. But to what you know, to what degree does cooking you know, cause toxicity? I'd argue that I'd argue that yeah, there are certainly a few things to consider when it comes to cooking food, for sure. But maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, I don't know. I'm Lauren Lockman isn't like the weirdest guru, but I am very skeptical of a lot of what he says. And also, like a few of the things that he says just absolutely do not make sense. But yeah, I will not get into that for now, unless people are really interested to hear that. I once tried keto and I got stupid skinny. Yeah, because it's a cutting diet. You know, we bodybuilders, we know the keto diet as a cutting diet. Just, you know, I'm gonna put on a shirt, by the way. Uh-oh, now I'm gonna lose all my viewers. Uh, so, yeah, a ketogenic diet, in theory, is very good for losing fat while maintaining muscle mass. But you cannot grow on that diet. So if you don't have a lot of muscle mass and like within time you're going to lose muscle mass, it's just not a good diet for long-term health, basically. I am from Grenoble in the French Alps near Lyon. Yes. Emoji King. What's up? What up, man? Eat logically. Yeah, it can actually be very tough, depending on your knowledge about nutrition. I think like, yeah, what is like eating logically? No one knows, really. The people that think that they know how to eat logically, they rarely do. Yeah, to me, Lauren Lockman teaches, yeah, basically another principle. He didn't invent it. Um, yeah, I bet. You know, all the knowledge that anyone has comes from someone else, typically. But he just has like really weird reasoning about a few things, and yeah, I just don't subscribe to that. Find out what works for you. Well, there is kind of like a system when it comes to nutrition, like to figure out what works for someone. I think really depends on at what stage you are with your health. It also depends on your genetics, your ancestry. There are like a few things to consider. Generally speaking, it's not simple. It should be very simple, but it isn't because we live in a modern, yeah, day and age. Is Lawrence Lockman guy that promotes fasting? Yeah, like long-term fasting. Like he promotes that you should fast for a month, and he has resorts. Um, I'm not sure how much it is. Like I think 2,000 euros for a month. Which sounds like a lot, but it actually isn't. But still, I do not subscribe to his ideas. For how long have you been vegan? For at least 5 years. And before that, I was a year flexitarian. I tried intermittent fasting from 2 to 5, from 10 to 5. I was good at the beginning, but then I lost my appetite and got skinny again. Yeah, to me it sounds like you. Yeah, I eat in an 8-hour window. That's what I do, and that works for me. And sometimes, 6 to 8 hours, and sometimes maybe a 9 or 10 hour window, but generally between 6 and 8 hours. My words are smooshing. I see. Did you see Conor Murphy's 30-day fast? I have not. Inherited strengths and weaknesses are huge. One thing that really made me laugh about Lauren Lockman. Do you think Eddie Hall or strongmen in general would perform the same on a vegan diet? I am going to assume that those people take steroids, the people that are at the top, right? And I am not sure how that would affect your nutritional requirements if you can then suddenly because here's the thing, when it comes to muscle synthesis and to protein requirements, right? The requirements are generally very low, like much lower than what we expect. It is not like as low as what typically vegans say, like fruitarians say, but it is not as high as what fitness magazines make you believe. It's like 0.82 grams per pound of lean body mass. That is the requirement to have the absolute highest amount of muscle synthesis, right? So that can absolutely be obtained on a vegan diet, right? When it comes to the requirements of fat for optimal hormonal levels, that can absolutely be obtained on a plant-based diet. When it comes to starch and like sugar, that is absolutely not a problem. So by that logic, I would think that it would not affect them, all in all. But I do not know. Perhaps their genetics make it impossible to get, to eat a lot of plant-based protein. I do not know. But in theory, I would say that no, it should not stop them. I think a good example is Patrick Baboumian. Scally muscle vegan? No, I think that he doesn't even eat fruit or vegetables. He's not like a carnivore, but yeah, I don't know. He's also, just a weirdo. Like Kali Muscle is a weird dude. Dude, I don't know. If you remember me, I was here once before. Well, I don't know. I think there are at least, just a wild guess, at least 124, 362 people who are also called Emoji King, so I'm not sure. I can at least say that the name is very familiar by that extent. There's at least one vegan strongman. Yes, Patrick Baboumian. Because, man, they eat 10,000 calories a day of mainly animals and bread, rice, almost no fruits or vegetables. I am Jack Murphy. Jack Murphy. I'm not sure. I don't think you've ever introduced yourself under that name to me. Is 15 to 20 reps too many? It really depends. Are your muscles burning after 15 to 20 reps? If not, then perhaps it's too light. It really depends what your goal is. Poor Kali. I don't know if Kali is a dump or not. I'm not sure if he's dumb, but he is just, yeah, I don't know. He's just a big child. Doesn't mean that he is dumb. I mean, you can behave like a huge child, like me, you know. I often act out, but the way that Kali does it, it like in my opinion, it makes him very uneasy to watch. And yeah, like he's also very insecure about a lot of things. Like personally, I'm not a big fan of him. I think like recently how he handled the video that he did about Greg. No, Greg Doucette did a video about him, and the way that Kali Muscle handled that was just abominable. Like that, like not even small children would usually respond that way to how Greg Doucette handled it. Like it's just ridiculous. Like he's just a huge child. But he can still be like a very smart person. I don't know. He's just mentally a child. Patrick Baboumian is a vegan strongman. Me in 1981. Okay, cool. Those are some cool stats. He's at least wealthy for sure, for sure. For sure. The thing is if I do like 15 reps with heavy weights, I don't get as sore. No, because when you do low reps, you mostly train your nervous system. So you don't really get as much muscle damage. It's because you don't get enough time under tension. So that is why we, as bodybuilders, we typically use 3 to 5 sets. And like 5 sets is better than 3 usually, if not more, of 12 repetitions, because that really burns up the muscle, because that increases time under tension. Happy birthday, Machismo. Thanks, Alex Amini. I got the Bullworker Pro Pack last week with your MAC10 code. Love it. Thanks, man. Awesome. That's awesome. Man, I'm really wondering when I'm going to get my next check from Bullworker, because I really do feel like with the amount of sales that I am making, I would expect that I would get more like payments from the Bullworker company. I don't know. You call him Red Doucette. Like who does that? And like the video that Greg Doucette did was not harsh at all. Yeah, now he talks about him in every video. Bobby Iliana is strong, but not as the other non-vegan from the Elite Hall, Tor Shaw. Yeah, I mean, like the thing is, like there are only a few at the very, very top, right? So it's really hard to say. Like potentially, we just don't have as much vegans. It's hard to say if a vegan could be at the absolute top. I personally think that it should be possible, like just by applying normal logic and with what science currently says when it comes to like protein and muscle synthesis, like protein metabolism, muscle synthesis, fat required for hormonal health, and just general requirements. I think that it should be possible, but I don't know. There could always be something that I'm not thinking about. Baboumian. I am 62 years old, part-time fruitarian. I use medical detox herbs 1 day a week. I eat whatever I want, no matter whatever it is. Okay. Well, you know, if it works for you. I mean, if you're feeling great, then awesome. Like I just don't recommend it. Hey, how much is that check worth? Worker money? Not as much as you think. At least, like, if you guys want, you can give an estimate and I will say if it's close or not. For pure strength, I think meat for most people is best. I wouldn't know why. I don't really know to what extent meat is going to give you more strength. I mean, it's not a protein. It's not the fat, it's not the cholesterol. So, by those metrics. But I would say, like, if someone has a problem digesting plant protein for whatever reason, then at that point, yeah, for sure. But I do not think that that is the case for most people. Do you do decline bench press? Yeah, sometimes. Decline and incline both. Same for bodybuilders, no vegan at Mr. Olympia. Well, there is actually a guy. Well, Mr. Olympia, again, like, that's the very few people who do that. Like, there are not many people who do that. But there are a few vegan bodybuilders that look very impressive. There's one guy that was far bigger than Nimal Delgado. And Nimal Delgado is a huge dude. And he is vegan. 350 to 500. Wait, what? $350 to 500. Over which time frame are you thinking? Are you thinking like daily? It is inherent in border. But as they use products, I think a vegan could win too. Do you drink alcohol? Yeah, I drank alcohol on New Year's, and I'm still recovering from that. I don't know. I never get hungover, but I definitely need to recover a few days after I drink, and I don't drink that often. Like, let's say, like 2-3 times a year, really. And when I'm on vacation, maybe a little bit more, but I don't go on vacation that often. But not even necessarily when I go on vacation. I might compete in the seniors fruitarian class bodybuilder competition. We'll see how my training goes. Good luck. I mean, there are a few people that do a fruitarian diet, and for whatever reason they do great. Great, I don't know, but they manage. So I wouldn't say that it's impossible. But it's just like generally what I've seen, and like this is really a big majority. Like this goes for like 95% of people that I've seen do a fruitarian diet. 95% of them, they really mess up their health in the long run, and they can do it like for a few months. Like I could do it for a few months, and my health improved for a few months, and then it went south and really quick. And most people that I see that do it for a year, like when I look at them, I think like, yeah, this obviously doesn't work. But I think, depending on your background, I think that if you already have a lot of muscle mass and you do fruitarian diet, like for me, I start to lose muscle mass. Others might not. Do you train daily, or do you think one day rest between is best? It depends. It really depends on how active I am. But yeah, I always include some rest days, in the very least. Generally, even when I'm very active, I would try to include at least 1 or 2 rest days a week, and then also a deload week every 4 to 5 weeks for ideally like a week off. Fruitarian lifestyle has to be tweaked precisely. Yeah, I think again, like, yeah, like I eat a lot of fruit, right? So and I'm doing fine with that, but I think that just if you don't eat enough fat and you don't eat enough protein, then you're gonna get into trouble. I don't think like that it's the sugar necessarily. Everyone's blaming it on the sugar, but I think it's just a lack of fat and protein. What music do you listen? What movies or TV shows do you watch? So when it comes to music, I'm not really all that picky. I like almost all music. maybe with some exceptions, but like 95% of music I like it. So like you cannot even imagine like everything between classic and hardcore and trap and hip hop. Like I like it, so I'm not picky when it comes to music. When it comes to movies, man, it's getting late, by the way. Damn, but I'm getting so much questions now. When it comes to movies, yeah, like, gosh, really, what I really like to watch when it comes to series and things like that, I like adult cartoons, like not hentai or things like that. Uh, but think, for example, The Simpsons, South Park. I'm not really a big fan of Family Guy, but I like American Dad. Um, I think there are some good animes, but like currently I'm not watching any anime. But like in the past, I've watched it, and like I still would watch some animes if there would be like a really interesting series. That's really like all drawn though. Not really that much like real life things. I'll do like when it comes to movies. I mean like really cliche things like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. You know, very typical things. Um, the Pianist. Pianist, one of the best movies. So, is 3 liters of water a day good? I think that is too much. I think that is too much. But it really depends on how big you are. It really depends on how active you are. I generally, when I'm active, I drink, I think no more, and no more than 2 liters of water a day. And usually it's closer to 1.5 liters. But then again, a lot of the foods that I eat are quite high in moisture, like a lot of the fruits that I'm eating. So when you consider that, then yeah, perhaps someone that doesn't eat fruit needs more water. I don't know, but generally, I would say, 3 liters of water is a lot. Only fruit diet is hard on your teeth. Uh, I noticed that a low-fat diet is really hard on your teeth. I have not really noticed that high fruit is really bad for your teeth. Personally, that's my experience. When I did a low-fat diet, I one of my molars was almost broken down entirely for like 50% or something like that. And on a normal fat diet where I'm still eating plenty of sugar, I've not seen I've not seen any decay. So, and that's like years into it. But again, really depends on the individual. I had 6 shots of whiskey on New Year's Eve. I didn't have a lot of alcohol, but like again, like I never drink, so I was out with a friend of mine, and we drank. There was nothing to do, so all we could do was like drink, and smoking weed wasn't an option, and we were pretty messed up, I would say. Um, pretty messed up, but not really messed up. I mean, again, I woke up and I wasn't hungover or anything, so I think I had maybe the equivalent of, I think also like between 6 and 10 shots, something like that. Have you watched Fate Zero? I don't know, but that name is familiar. No, I have not watched that. What do you think of Durian Rider's recommends a diet of high refined sugar intake, like pouring sugar on cereal smoothies? I think that Durian Rider is a sociopath. I think that he really doesn't care if his advice is going to harm people. I think that he just knows that if he's going to give out simple advice, that a lot of people are going to buy into it just by the extent of thinking diet should be very simple. The advice that Durian Rider is giving is very simple, therefore it should be the truth, right? And then a lot of people are going to mess up their health as a result of following his advice, and then in the long run, 9 out of 10 people that have followed Durian Rider's advice have turned against him. So that's all I think about it. Like the big majority of people that have done is that have followed him have eventually turned against him. And then Durian Rider's response is always, "Oh, they're fake vegans, you know, and what have you." And it's like, oh, um, yeah, like they weren't eating enough sugar. They should have eaten more sugar. And I've tried it at some point. Like I was desperate. Like, oh man, my health is just declining and declining, and maybe I should eat even more sugar. And my health became worse as a result of doing that. Oasis and Liam are the best. Are those also animes? Or are those series? I weigh 250 pounds, 30% body fat. That's pretty good. Don't lie. We know hentai is your thing. Man, I recently had a discussion about this. So, I kind of get why people are into it. Like, you gotta consider that primitive people would have these, like, clay dolls, which would look like voluptuous women, right? And that would usually be the thing that guys would just jerk off to. That's like, you know, primitive stuff, and like that almost has no features whatsoever. But it like it has like roundings, right? And that was enough to get young men horny. So I totally get the thing with hentai, and like, you know, men, we are hardwired to just look at you know, we respond to circles, we respond to certain roundings, we respond to certain you know, things like big eyes and things like that. So I totally get the hentai thing. What I do not understand is the like My Little Pony thing, or like guys that are into Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time, or like that's what I don't get. Like those things don't even resemble humans, or barely. Or Nanatsu no Tensei. I don't think I could get into Nanatsu no Tensei. What is it, like Seven Sins or something? I don't like. I've not really watched it. I've like watched clips of it, and I don't think it's for me. Are you waiting for the Snyder cut too? Um, I I'm not sure what that is. Man, the chat is so lively. Not really used to that. But I really do have to close it down eventually. Yeah, you have to be careful. You need to clean after every time you eat something. Wait, are you saying you have to clean every time after you eat hentai, or never mind? Okay. What's your favorite UK rock band? I'm not sure. I have no idea. Fruit is for alkalizing, detoxing. My fruit is 75% to 100% fruit. I'm already full grown, so without getting into it too much, nobody pays enough attention to their lymphatics. Thanks. Name has nothing to do with tenderloin cut of meat. I'm plant-based. Wait, when was this asked? Okay, 3 minutes ago. Because I recall that you left a comment, and that was a long time ago. And I responded to your name. I live in... okay, you're plant-based for over a decade. Awesome. I live in San Francisco Tenderloin neighborhood. Oh, crazy name. No, Oasis and Liam Gallagher, the rock band. Come on, you're from UK. I'm not from the UK. Why do you think I'm from the UK? I'm from the Netherlands, man. People teach rot because the intestinal fluid in their gums is acidic. It's hilarious. 3 can tie out here. I hadn't drank whiskey in 30 years. Sweet Harvest this year was 12 pounds. Granddaddy Purple and Pineapple Express. Oh shit. Yo, are you hearing this? Are you hearing? Wait, this is not about whiskey, isn't it? This is about something else. Granddaddy Purple. Oh man. Me and Amat had quite a few discussions about Granddaddy Purple. Do you run? Yes. Currently 2 times a week, and I should technically be running 4 times a week. Do you prefer heavy or skinny women? I have absolutely simped over heavier women, and I have really liked skinny women as well. So apparently I'm not that picky when it comes to yeah, body size. Although I will draw the line somewhere. Like really like overweight women, I don't like that. But like women that have a little bit more fat, I like that. But I also like women that are skinnier. So I don't really have a preference necessarily. Banana Girl could tell you about Durian Rider. His chick is hot. What? I'm not sure. Like, are you saying that Freely is hot? Because Natasha, I don't know. She's not my type. I'll say that much. I don't like the way that Natasha looks. Just yeah, I don't know. Just the face. It's not my type. Not my thing. Maybe I'm weird, but I think that Freely was really hot. I think that Freely was looked very was very good looking. Like I would take 35-year-old Freely every day over what was it? 21-year-old Natasha any day. I thought you were from the Midlands in UK. You're from the Netherlands. Yeah, I'm from the Netherlands. Have I ever said that I was from the UK? Do I sound like I'm from the UK? That's pretty awesome to hear. At least that means that my accent is now currently believable. If you look at my older videos, then you could definitely hear that I'm not originally from the UK or from any English-speaking country. Stu makes 2 viewers from San Francisco. Hey, that's awesome. Is Lana Rhodes your type? Perhaps. Let's see. Lena Rhodes. I really have to shut this down eventually. Already said that. Oh, she's a porn star. Yeah, she's good looking. I wouldn't say like particularly my type, but definitely good looking. But I don't know, like I don't have like a type where I would really say like that's my type. I have seen women from all sizes and like skin colors and hairstyles and what have you that I thought were very attractive. What's your favorite sport? I'd say calisthenics, probably. Gymnastics. Yeah, or swimming. I like to swim, but not competitively. Don't lie, we know you know who she is. I know very little porn stars by name. I know, man, what's her name? Ashlyn Brooke. I don't think that she's still a porn star, actually. I think that she has a family. Ashlyn Brooke. Elsa Jean, yeah. Elsa Jean has a really cute face. I really like, that's the thing that I like, that I'm most attracted to, faces. Happy birthday, Ed. Thank you, David. Are you just joining the stream now? Oh, I thought you had joined earlier. Your English is perfect. You have no accent. I speak English. All you're gonna hear is my French accent. I mean, that was the case for me as well when I started doing YouTube. Took a long time. A Bella Danger is the best. Yeah, indeed. Is what more or time are you looking at? Yeah, I am looking at the time. Yeah, I think that I gotta close this down in like, let's say 5 minutes. Let's go for 3:30. Do you play Fortnite? No, I do not. I really gotta close it down, by the way. Yeah, guys, each and every one of you, thanks for joining. It was an awesome stream. Are you trying to quit porn? Well, good luck with that. No, I'm not sure what you're saying. I'm just joking. But yeah, again, thanks for joining, and yeah, it was an awesome stream. Thanks for making my pre-birthday a lot more enjoyable. Great lives, Machis, I agree. And yeah, for those of you who hadn't heard it yet, I wish you all a happy new year. Make the best of it. And yeah, I hope that I will get back to making plenty of videos soon. .30 is too... No. I meant 3.30... what, 3 hours and 30 minutes in total stream time. That's what I meant. Spain, it's... yeah, we live in the same time zone, man. Are you from Spain? That's awesome. I really want to go there. I'm going there soon, by the way. I'm going to the Canary Islands. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. And again, thanks for joining the live stream. And see you next time. Okay, don't forget a body weight routine video for beginners. I will do that. Yeah, I will put that on the list. Don't know when it will come out, but hopefully, you know, when I really get around to it soon. Natasha's hot, but they're all hot in my eyes. Really posted a video recently. Yeah, again, out of all the girls that Durian Rider has had, I would pick Freely over the rest. Maybe that I do have a little bit of a type, I don't know. I also said that I thought that Elsa Jean had a really cute face, so... yeah. Is that the Dutch flag? Is it? I'm not sure. That's bad that I don't know that. I'm wondering if it's like, is that a Dutch flag or is that like the... I'm 99% sure that is the Dutch flag. Okay. Yeah. Also, thanks for all the super chats. Awesome. Barely get those, but I suddenly got like almost a day's work of live stream money. That's really awesome. Thanks each and every one of you. You're finding it hard to quit us as usual. Yeah, I know, man. Like when I get a response, I almost just have to talk. I have to respond. When I get a comment, I have to respond. But I mean, like, you know, after this live stream is done, not much interesting stuff is gonna happen. I have to go to bed. I have to do a few things. I have to do a few chores. And that's it. Please respond. I am. I still am. I mean, it's now... yeah, shit. I might as well go for those last 2 minutes. I'm part Belgian. Hey, cool. Oh man, can't wait to go to Spain. Hope to go there in January. That's none of your guys' business. I mean, let's not talk. Let's not start a whole new discussion. Um, oh, Belgium is nice. Okay, well, no more questions. So now I can finally stop the live stream. All right. Yeah. Again, thanks for joining. Oh my God. Oh, now 3 questions. Okay, not questions but comments. I spent a month in the mountains of Norway as young Marine. Oh, that's yeah, cool. It's cool. Like the cold is nice, man, for a month or so, and after that, I rather be in Spain. This is about the best angle that I can get. Would you agree that muscle tension is king when training, like keeping tension high in movements? Yeah. Well, it's not king. It's not king, but it is important. Yeah, it's important to have a good mind-muscle connection to keep, tension on your muscle during the movement, because you can also train with momentum, right? You can also like throw up a weight, and that is not as effective as really tensing the muscle throughout the movement. So yes, in that sense, perhaps it is king, perhaps it is. I think that it is one of many kings. It is one of many elements that are required for absolute, um, like absolute peak performance, absolute peak muscle building. Let me search with his Piper bushes, and after that, I'm really. Is she also a porn star? Are you guys just like linking me to porn stars? Is that it? Oh, she's a YouTuber, okay. But also probably a porn star, right? Piper Bush. Piper Bush. Or is it Blush? Yeah, she's a porn star, ain't she? I mean, I'm seeing some weird pictures here. Yeah, she's pretty good looking. Great chest. She has a better chest than me. Oh man, I'm even getting a super chat now. She has a YouTube channel. Do you have Instagram? Yes, I have. Thanks for your response. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Alex Amini, for that super chat, and I'm glad you appreciate it. Do you have Instagram? Yes, I have. It's I've linked it somewhere already. If you just go back, if you just watch the live chat, I will also just put a comment after this video, and you can find it. You know the story of the old bull and the young bull? No. We don't have time for this. Sorry, man. I really have to close down now. Yeah, again, thanks everyone for joining. It was a great live stream, and yeah, I hope to do these more often. If you haven't already, go and check out my other channel, Machisbro. Machisbro. I will also leave a comment under this video so you can just find it easily. And because I am planning to do more frequent live streams, but I'm going to do them on Machisbro instead of Machismo. It has something to do with the algorithm. Then I've decided to do more live streams on yeah, another channel because yeah, it's, again. Because of the algorithm, basically. But first, I have to hit like 1,000 subscribers. So, like, if you are if you're interested in like more things like this, like raw content, like this live stream, for example, then be sure to subscribe to Machismos. Again, I will leave a comment and so that you can find the channel. And yeah, again, thanks for the donations. Thanks for the happy wishes for the New Year's and my birthday. And it was a really fun live stream. And yeah, hope to see you all next time. Have a good one, everyone.